Join Gator great Shane Matthews every weekday as he brings you all you need to know about your Florida Gators, including news, analysis, and opinions with some of the biggest names in sports. Find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Or watch us live at 8 a.m. on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter.
Good morning, a live edition, a Monday edition of Pod Up with Matthews in the Morning, coming to you from the International Diamond Center Studios, locations across the state of Florida, right there in Celebration Point in the heart of Gator Nation. Go check them out. International Diamond Center. You may want to call Comfort Temp Heating and Air, your number one local HVAC company. Visit them at comforttemp.com. Our thoughts and prayers go out to everybody who is dealing with this winter storm Fern. It has destroyed northern Mississippi. I do know that for a fact. It is a disaster. JC, you're on the Titan and More Highline, courtesy of Comfort Temp.
How much can these Ole Miss folks take? I mean,
well, it's not just the Ole Miss folks. There's a lot of Mississippi State folks too there, JC.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm just
and Southern Miss.
Well, everybody.
Yeah, northern Mississippi is, and Nashville.
I guess
the ice is way worse than snow. Way worse.
I guess what I'm saying is I saw pictures of Oxford.
Oh.
And I have a friend whose Mercedes was sitting next to a tree, and somehow the car was spared, but the rest of the parking lot looks like a bomb went off. And I just can't imagine what that's like as we sit here, as we
I've been through them.
You have? Yeah. We sat here at 75 degrees yesterday, or 80 degrees. And I tell you, we're so lucky to be in Florida. And now, when August and July come, no, I would not say we're so lucky because of those hurricanes. But
yeah, but you can prepare for that hurricane, Jason.
You can leave. Yes, that's correct. That's right. And listen, winter storms come and winter storms go, but this one seemed to have a real deadly aspect to it, or just a violent aspect to it. I don't know how many people have passed away, maybe a couple, but it's just awful. But the weather's clearing, and I know folks who somehow, for whatever reason, traveled this weekend. And, out of necessity or out of want. And those folks did have some problems getting back. And I know one who had to basically wait, but he's on his way home now. And I just think it's tough to travel in times like this sometimes. It really is.
It's bad everywhere. I just know that snow is fine, but that ice, it brings trees down. On top of houses, cars, you name it. So anyway, and it's not going to get any better for the next 4 or 5 days there. It's going to stay freezing temperatures. So
very cold.
Gators lose to Auburn. We could talk NFC, AFC championship games. I thought they were very entertaining games. JC, I wanted to ask you, being a Rams fan, and we have Franz Beard in the second half. We'll talk more Gator basketball in the second half. I was really surprised Sean McVay didn't go for 2.
You were?
Well, he had multiple. He scored multiple touchdowns. I could understand in the first half, not. He scored early in the third. Yeah. I can understand that. But their last touchdown,
right? Yeah. What's the difference?
If he goes for 2 and they get it, all they had to do was kick a field goal on that one drive.
There's no difference between a 4-point and 5-point down. 100% right. I was surprised by that too, and I even was somewhat surprised that he didn't kick to make it a 1-point game with 5 minutes to go. The fact of the matter is they couldn't stop Seattle when they had to, and Seattle stopped LA when they had to. And that's really the difference in a game like this when you have two teams just punching each other back and forth. I felt bad for the Denver fans because I really think the coach made a tactical blunder in the first half, not getting those points. And I really can't believe that organization doesn't have somebody somewhere looking at a freaking radar saying, you know what, the second half's going to be pretty punitive to scoring. Maybe we should just get as many points as we can before the shit hits the fan. And that didn't happen either. And if they had 10 points, yes, okay, they missed a couple field goals, but New England missed some too. But that touchdown New England scored probably or likely may not have happened if they are kicking off up 10-0 instead of giving the ball away back to New England. And I just thought that was a blunder. I'm sorry. I don't know why these guys have such a hesitancy to get points very early in football games. It hurt the Jaguars, and now it destroyed the Broncos. I'm convinced of it. I just think it's bad coach.
Yeah. Like I said, I thought the winner of the Rams Seahawks game would win the Super Bowl. I think those
Oh,
two
they
teams
are.
are clearly better than everybody else.
They are.
The poor punt returner struggle for the Rams.
Oh, yeah.
Special teams has been an issue for the Rams all year.
Terrible. I think Seattle just cakewalks New England. I really do. And San Francisco, absolutely. New England's a great story, but they're a vulnerable team. Seattle, I think, is a complete team. I really think Seattle is the best team. I hate it. I'm not excited about a Seattle New England Super Bowl with some weirdo at halftime singing in Spanish. I'm not excited about any of that. I'm going to probably watch golf. Or I might actually go play golf.
You're going to watch the game. Don't give it.
I might watch the first half, but I have zero interest in either one of these two teams. Do you? Do you care about these teams?
I don't have an interest in anybody that plays in the National Football League.
Well, that's I get it, but
I didn't have a zero interest in who played for the national title, but I watched it.
Well, no, you had a sentimental feeling for the Hoosiers. I know you did. You don't like Miami. Nobody in Gainesville likes Miami. Come on.
Andy's question on Facebook Live: as a
people
former
actually
coach
do.
and longtime NFL QB, how do you think Phillip Rivers would do as Buffalo's head coach? I think he'd be outstanding.
Oh, I think he's a great guy.
See, here's what I like to say. A lot of people think because you played whatever that sport is, you'd be a good coach. That's
No.
not necessarily the case.
No.
There are multiple really good players that I played with that I wouldn't want them coaching a damn YMCA team. But that's not, it's because you have to have the right mindset and understand the actual X's and O's and strategy and scheming and all that. And I think Phillip Rivers would be phenomenal. I don't know what job he's going to get, if he's going to get one or not, but I would love for him to be in Buffalo.
Yeah, I think the Bills would do a good favor. I think that would be a great hire. He's a really, really special guy. Speaking of the basketball team, let me shift gears real quick, QB. I wasn't as surprised, I think, as everybody else was, because conference play is such a grind. This league is very balanced in who's the best and who's might not be, in that top tier. Auburn just came down here with very little to lose, I think. They won because they just outplayed Florida from the jump with just emotional and a good plan, playing hard inside. The Florida Gators problem was shooting. I mean, 16 of 27 free throws and 25% from the arc. And all Auburn did was just pack the paint. They doubled up post guys every time they had a touch. I think Conant had a very poor game. 1 point.
He scored really, one more point than you, Jason.
I mean, yeah, Micah was very was off. He was off that night, and Chinyelu only had, I think, 10 points. So really, they just crowded the paint, and they were big enough to do it. So they played looser. I think the Gators they were dared to shoot the ball from the outside, and they just couldn't make them. But listen, Florida's still 5-2 in the league, and it's just one bad game. And I think I said last week, there's going to come a game or two during the year, just like there was last year at Tennessee, where things just don't go right. And that's just basketball, and that's the grind of the season. It will happen to every single team except probably UConn. And it's just one of those things. Or
UConn lost the other day, JC.
Okay, I meant Arizona. I get them mixed up. The blue team with the uniform and the red trim. The Arizona Wildcats will probably not have a bad game until the tournament, but and they probably won't even have a bad game there either. But I'm just saying it's very consistent with the way things go during a long 3-month season in the new year. And so it's not the end of the world. 5-2 in the league. Florida's still, I think, the best team in the SEC. But Auburn played well. And
yeah, look. It doesn't bother me. I mean, a lot of people that may not watch the game or was there, the Gators were down 18 points.
Yeah.
And came back and took the lead.
That's right.
I think we're a better team than Auburn, but you're not going to win week in and week out. What Auburn does, Auburn has, and this was when old boy's dad was the coach. It's my opinion, they never had really great basketball players. They had long, athletic dudes they were physical, that you would find playing pickup basketball on the streets of New York City, right?
Yeah.
So they just got after us, and we did not play well. Kanye Ryan says on YouTube, brought to you by Quality Plumbing, Connor's lost his confidence in his game, but Auburn was triple teaming whenever the ball went to the post, and they got away with mauling the Gators.
Is he a senior?
Who?
Condon?
No.
Oh, he better just plan on sticking around there.
I don't even know sticking around. I just don't think he's an NBA player.
Oh, that's what I meant.
I'm wrong.
I
said it last year.
That's exactly what I meant.
Yeah.
How much are they paying him? Who's paying
He's the
him?
highest
What?
paid athlete we have. On campus.
I mean, hey, God bless him. He got the money.
Daryl says on the Titan MR text, I enjoyed coming over to the basketball game with his grandson and daughter. Auburn shot the ball better and out physicals. Yeah. Here's a text, JC. This is interesting. And I was going to ask Franz this, but I don't know if you've seen, JC, I don't know what you follow on Twitter, but ever since they started their all-season workouts, the Gators are just in like basic blue Nike dry fit shirts and shorts, has just the kids' names on them, doesn't have a logo or anything. So Coach Summerall's deal is you got to earn your logo. I get all that. But this text from James is kind of funny to me. He says, I understand about you got to earn the logo, but didn't we just pay these guys $1 million here, $400,000 there, $800,000 for them to play for the Gators, and we're worried about them earning the logo?
Yeah.
Well, it kind of contradicts itself, if you know what I mean.
Well, I mean, look, the coach has been, how many games has he coached? What logo has he earned? Yeah, no, I totally get what the attitude is, but I think he is bringing in an aspect of some of the old way of doing things, and I'm 100% behind that. If you can just put aside the economics of everything that we seem to involve our lives with, and just go back to the basic meat and potatoes and fundamentals of how you win football games. If anybody learned anything this year, they saw what Indiana did and how they did it. That is, I think, a blueprint that he's trying to establish here at Florida. And if it's working and if it works, I'm all for it. And I don't care about the economics.
Very, very true.
Yep.
This text from William, he says he wants my thoughts of how I feel Tom Brady is on TV.
I think he's gotten much better.
Good.
I think he's gotten so much better. He predicts exactly what you're going to see almost. I thought Romo, when he started out, did that kind of thing. He's kind of gotten away from it, but Brady has gotten exponentially better. And I'm not a broadcasting critic.
Well, you went to school there. You should know.
I should know. So, no, Tom has done, I think, much better now that he's gotten comfortable doing this. Everybody has a learning curve, but nobody can out-talk, let's say, Tom Brady in offensive football or defensive football, really. So I think you're right. I think he is that's the number one team they have on Fox, him and Kevin.
Yeah, I think Greg Olson is very good, but the thing I like about Brady now, and I think he changed, I'd have to go back and watch his games. Was last year his first year, JC?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
What he does so well, I think for the average common fan, he kind of explains why they're doing this or why they're doing that, and where the quarterback needs to go with it against this blitz. And I think that's important because that's how you learn. That's why I try to tell people they need to watch Peyton and Eli on Monday nights, and they will learn a lot more about football and quarterback play.
100%. I mean, it's not just the entertainment value. It's you actually listen to what they're saying, and then they'll apply the examples themselves, even while you're watching it. Sometimes they go off into their little set and they show you themselves how these plays are developing and why they're doing it. And it does open up your eyes to what this game really is about. And it's fun to watch, and it's fun to learn if you're into that kind of thing. I don't know why you wouldn't be if you love football and if you love watching it, whether you played or not or coached or not. Jed Fish never played, but boy, he's a good coach, man, because he understands and he's learned the game. So it can be learned. And like you say, it's not rocket science. They're not splitting the atom here. They're just trying to find space and throw the ball where the other people aren't. And it's just, it's really good stuff to watch. It's a chess match. And I think Seattle is going to bomb the Patriots. That's what
Joseph on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mel Law, says UF always pays the lousiest players the most money. We need some financial advisors for our NIL.
Here I am.
Not paying Aberdeen and overpaying Condon should be. I don't know if it's financial advisors. It's understanding how good players are. And, again, I go back to it. It just blows my mind when it comes to quarterback play. And that's the only thing I care about, because that was my position when these NFL executives and these college executives in today's world look at a player and go, we're going to pay that guy X amount of dollars because he's this tall, his hands are that big, his arm is that strong, and he weighs this much.
Yeah.
Ain't not one of them things got to do with playing quarterback. Not one.
Well, yeah, no, that's absolutely true. And also I think there may be some aspect to it where relationships matter. Who knows? Maybe Condon just had some better people around him than Denzel Aberdeen, and maybe.
But that doesn't matter. All you got to
Well,
do is
just getting the money. I'm talking about in terms of just getting $5 million for what? Guy can't shoot a 14-foot jump shot. Come on, $5 million QB. That's absurd.
Lee on YouTube, brought to you by Chloe Plummet, says Romo is way better than Brady, period. That's your opinion. That's fine. JC picks the golf winner. Well, here's the thing. JC is 2-0 in golf. However, just like last year, old Scotty boy is now banned from the picks.
Yeah, that's a U rule. I think that's yuck.
JC,
But
he is going to win more tournaments than anybody.
He's unbelievable. $100 million in earnings. He's going to win 8 times this year. I've got the total at 7.5 go over. And when I thought about this tournament and I looked at where they were playing, and I thought, my God, all this is. I mean, every shot he had, QB, every single shot he had into the green was a wedge. Every single one of them. And it's just like, this is practice for these guys. All Scotty Scheffler used this weekend for was to get himself ready for something that's coming up much bigger. And these guys are just practicing out there. Scotty's the best in the short game. Is there a short game better than Scotty Scheffler, QB? Is there?
There's not a better player in the world.
I know. Well,
he's the best player I've ever seen.
He is. But every time he was on the side of the green or he was coming into the green from inside 100 yards, the ball was literally 3 feet away or less.
Yeah.
To the pin. He reminded me of some of those Korean female golfers where they hit these 80-yard chip shots to 1.5 feet every single time, and everything looks exactly the same. There's not a thing that changes with their swing or with the way the ball hits. It's just magic what they can do with a ball this big and a club that long. And I just think it's wizardry. It's wizardry, QB. It's wizardry.
Electronics World Integration Design Specialist for Smart Home Automation and Entertainment. Let Electronics World bring the Florida Gators basketball and the NFL to your living room. Check them out, electronicsworld.com.
Some guys like Aikman. MSRK likes Aikman. He's very good.
He's good, but I'd rather listen to Peyton Eli.
I think so. Collinsworth does nothing for me.
No.
Does very, very little for me. But he's popular, and he's a former Florida.
He doesn't talk X's and O's like the other dudes.
No, not even.
Yeah. Kevin's question for me on Facebook Live brought to you by Mel. Shane, what were your thoughts on Sam Darnold when he was coming out? Loved him. He was great at USC.
Yeah, he was. He just wasn't with the Jets. And he
got the Jets, you're done.
You're toast. It's a career killer. He got out of there, got lucky in Minnesota. He met Kevin O'Connell. You don't think that helped him? And then after he got done with Kevin O'Connell, because the Minnesota owner is a moron, they let him go to Seattle. Now he's going to win the Super Bowl. I think it's wonderful. It's a great story for Sam. And Sam really came through against the Rams this year. He's
won more games in the last 2 years than any other quarterback.
Anybody, yeah. I mean, when they played the Rams a month ago, it was his drive in overtime after the Rams had taken the lead that got Seattle the home field advantage. It was his 3 2-point conversions that won it for him, even though one of them was illegal. And then, of course, yesterday when they had to win the game and hold the ball and keep it away from Stafford, that's exactly what they did. And tell me, QB, right now, why is Jackson Smith and Jigba always open? Tell me right now why.
Well, he is very gifted, JC. God bless that kid with a lot of talent. You know, it's crazy when you think about him.
God.
The kid that what's the kid that from Ohio State that plays at Tampa? It's their best receiver.
Iboka,
yeah,
whatever, something.
Those two guys, I'd take on my team any day of the week. I mean, I think he runs great routes. He's fundamentally sound at what he does. He's and he's got great hands. He was blessed.
The Ohio State wide receivers, and then you had Marvin Harrison come out of there.
He ain't as good as them two.
I don't think he is either. And Njigba is always open. Kenneth Walker, you can't tackle him. He's standing right in front of you. You go right by him. He's got the Emmitt Smith. I don't know what it is. Something about Kenneth Walker reminds me of Emmitt Smith.
I think he's quicker than Emmitt was.
He might be, but he's got the big, fat, muscular legs, and he's elusive, and he hits holes. He sees things, and he can just really, when he's healthy, Seattle's the total package, and I can't stand it. They're not one of my favorite teams, but they don't care where they play, who they play. They play the same game, and that damn coach is as good a defensive play caller as you'll see in the league. So
back to golf. Andy's question on Facebook Live brought to you by Mel Law. What's my take on Blades Brown and his record-breaking performance at that Amex tournament? Dude's 18 years old on tour, and he's phenomenal.
Where did he go to school?
He didn't. JC's 18 years old.
Oh, he's 8. Oh, you said he was 18. I missed. Okay. Wow. No.
He's from Nashville, Tennessee.
God bless him.
He had a shot at 59. He missed about a 5-footer for 59 at the tournament. So
damn.
Incredible golfer at his age.
Yeah. He'll win. He'll win at some point. But man, that's one thing about the PGA Tour, right? Jake Knapp, this kid, Will Zalatoris when he's healthy. These are the best players you'll find on earth. And it's very, very competitive. And what Scheffler is able to do is just magic. It's just magic. And I think his wife is pregnant. They're going to have another baby here. They're going to have a bunch of little Schefflers running around following him on the golf tour. Pictures, photo albums being made, hundreds of millions of dollars. What?
JC, if you were going to have a kid right now, would you name him Scheffler Cornell?
I kind of like Blades.
Blades is a great name.
I'm into Blades. I
think you need to have a kid, JC, at 60, whatever you are. All right.
What?
Kevin,
I don't think my swimmers work anymore, QB. Plus, I cut off the doorway. It ain't getting in.
Kevin, on the Titan More text line, do you think Auburn exposed us, or can our basketball team rebound?
Come on.
We'll be fine.
They'll absolutely rebound. You've got a great coach. You got a great coach.
You got a good team.
Yeah.
Good team with a good coach. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Sometimes a loss like this isn't a bad thing because of how long the grind is. Remember, it's a grind. You're not going to win all the games unless you're Arizona. And
they may lose eventually.
They might. Somebody might trip them up.
They have to play Houston at some point. Are they in that league?
Yeah, they have to play Houston. They have to play the
Texas Tech
Red Raiders, who are outstanding. They have to play Iowa State, not a bad team at all. Kansas can beat them. So I think you're right about that. And basketball is now in full swing. We've got one football game left, but I may watch half of it. I don't know.
This Day in Sports brought to you by Castaway Hot Sauce. Hot sauce with real flavor, not just heat and vinegar. Built by Gators for Gators, Castaway Hot Sauce is available at Publix. All right, the 2013 good. Super Bowl at Qualcomm Stadium. What a dump that place was. I played multiple games there. Beautiful place in San Diego, though.
Yeah.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat the Oakland Raiders 48-21, and Dexter Jackson was the MVP.
Trashed them, just absolutely trashed them. Who was the MVP?
Dexter Jackson for the Bucs, safety.
Oh, okay. All right. Wasn't the linebacker?
Reggie says on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mellon, you know damn well Blades Brown's dad named him Blades after looking at his high school set of blades before going into the delivery room.
I guess he's going to have
better than calling him Persimmon.
Persimmon Brown.
Persimmon Brown.
Yeah, no, I think he's got a winner there. It's going to be a good career for that kid if he hasn't peaked too early. A lot of these kids do that and then they disappear. Gosh, I just don't know. I think if you're banning me from Scheffler, that's going to be.
Well, not just you. Hell, I'd want to pick him too, but we did that last year. It makes the tournament more fun when he doesn't win.
All right. Well, then what we'll say is the winner of our Peachland Dental Picks golf contest, if Scheffler wins, will be the guy who's got the golfer closest to him. How's that? If he wins.
So you still want to pick him?
No. If he wins,
you're just going to waste. Do what now?
No, I can't pick. No, what I mean is if we're banned for picking him and he ends up winning a tournament, let's say I got Jake Knapp and he finishes in second, then I'm the official winner of the Peachland. Yeah, I'm 2-0 right now, by the way.
Right, you are.
Yeah, I'm fixing to go 3 now.
However, you didn't bet on them. That's
I might win 40 in a row, QB. How about that?
Oh, Clint says here on YouTube, brought to you by Quality Plumbing, that Philip Rivers just withdrew from consideration for the Bills head coach.
He's got 7 kids.
No, he doesn't. He has 11 kids.
11 kids.
They range anywhere from like 24 to like 2.
It's a factory. It's a child factory over there. And that's what he wants. That's his life. Be fruitful and multiply or something. Isn't that what we were told? So all right.
Wow,
Well,
Andy's got all kinds of goods here.
all right.
Blades Brown's mom scored the first 3-point shot in WNBA history.
Woo, Rhonda
Blades.
That's Ember come through for us. I don't know, man. I think the Rams had their chances, but this has been a weird season. Too many losses, too many weird ways to lose, and really blew it when they lost home field advantage to the Seahawks. And now here you have Seattle. Really, it's the margin between these teams is so close, and someone's got to win and someone's got to lose, right? And you got to like the home team. But I think you're right about some of the miscalculations on McVay. He's had some of those issues this year. He called a timeout to look at a spot from Cooper Kupp, and he was going to challenge that and risk another timeout and just completely end the game for them. But he still lost the timeout and got nothing for it. Sometimes you just panic at the moment that you can't afford to, and it just doesn't work out for you. But the fact is they couldn't stop Seattle on 3 downs. And then, of course, my man Peyton, damn, he's such a great coach, but you can't miss the opportunity to score when somebody should be telling you that a freaking blizzard will be here in 60 minutes. You can't do that.
Maybe they didn't know.
Well, they got to know. If you look at the radar.
How many people go in the locker room and look at the radar, JC?
He's got a staff. He's got plenty of people that can do those things.
Yeah, I know.
But come on, 10 points would have been great with the way they're.
What's crazy though? But I don't think anybody expected that.
Well, Stidham, I think it was 4th and 1. You're right, and nobody may have expected that snowstorm. That's possible, but the way their defense was playing, the way Stidham looked, I mean, he was confident back there. I just think 3 minutes in the second quarter. What are you doing? But good.
So, JC, how did we do on our football picks? I took the Broncos and I got the points.
You covered that one,
but didn't I have the Rams?
Yes, and I reluctantly took the Seahawks, even though I was hoping for the Rams. But that's that's neither here nor there.
But you took the Patriots.
I did take the New England. Yeah, I did. That damn field goal kick. He could have made it a 6-point game. What a loser! But they're not winning any. Look, it's a great story. They've had a very charmed year with that quarterback, but it ends on.
Speaking of that, I got something I screenshot. Let me read it before we get you out of here.
All right.
Here it is. So Mike Vrabel, JC, he was hired 373 days ago.
Wow.
He's the longest tenured head coach in the AFC. Think about that.
That's amazing. When Jerry Glanville said not for long, that's the NFL. Not for long.
So Buffalo's looking for a new coach.
Pittsburgh.
The Jets have a coach, don't they?
Yeah. I think
Okay,
Jets,
well that's not right then.
No, Buffalo's looking for a new head coach. I
screenshot that, and of course, you find this stuff on Twitter. Can't believe everything you read on Twitter because Aaron Glenn was there 2 years ago?
Yeah. The Cardinals are looking for a new coach. The Raiders are looking for a new coach.
AFC East. AFC East.
Yeah, just the Bills. I think. Well, no, the Jets too.
No, they fired Aaron Glenn?
No, they didn't fire Aaron Glenn.
Yeah, so that stat is wrong. We just gave out false information here that I got from Twitter.
Bad job. Well, the Raiders. So there's 4 teams left looking for a coach. 4 teams left, and that's the Raiders, Cardinals, Buffalo Bills, and are the Cleveland Browns still looking for a coach? So could be them.
I just brought it up because I screenshot it from Twitter, and it was talking about the AFC East.
I got you.
Okay, because the Dolphins just hired their coach, but it's false because the Jets guy has been there.
That's right. I don't think Woody fired him in the first year, although he may have probably should have, but he didn't. It's bad hire anyway. Same thing with Gerard Mayo. Bad hire at New England, and Kraft waited literally 1 second after the season to take care of that problem because he knew Vrabel was available, and that's a Hall of Fame Patriot, and they stick together, man. They stick.
Well, I love him. I would play for Mike Vrabel. I think some guys. He's a prime example of former players that can turn into a good coach. I would say 95% of them don't turn into good coaches. But he does. So
he absolutely does. Yep.
All right, JC.
All right, brother.
Talk to you soon. That's JC joining us on the Titan Number Hotline, courtesy of Comfort Temp. Quick timeout. Come back. We'll talk Gator hoops And I think Franz was at the game, and we'll have get his comments on John Summerall, who spoke to some of the media boys there. You're watching and listening to Pod Up with Matthews in the Morning from the International Diamond Center Studios. We'll be right back.
Our premium sponsors are Atlantic Roofing, Campus USA Credit Union, International Diamond Center, J.F. Hayden's Craft Liqueurs, Los Linderos Tequila, Meldon Law, Titan MRI and Imaging, Castaway Sauce, UF Health Orthopedics. Gridiron sponsors are Baker Sports, Comfort Temp, Florida Cracker Oyster, Electronics World, Gallo Car Wash, Miapa Latin Cafe, Peachland Dental, Quality Plumbing, Ruse Ogre State Farm, Silverback Concrete, 84 Lumber, Big Mills Cheesesteaks, Celebrate Primary Care, Gator Bait Media, Florida Cracker Kitchen, Gator Dominoes, Ironwood Golf Course, McDonald's of Gainesville, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, UF Bookstores, Advocare, MG&A Wealth. Remember to like, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. And to advertise, call my man Freddie, 352-284-3733.
Hi there, this is Coach Steve Spurrier, and I want to let you know that by popular demand, Spurrier's Gridiron Grill's delicious brunch is now served in a premium buffet. You have spoken, we have listened, and we're now serving Gainesville's only elevated buffet, complete with an omelet station, ginger sage chicken sausage, shredded short rib, plus you can enjoy bottomless mimosas and Bloody Marys. So join us every Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 3 for the best brunch in town.
What's up, everyone? I'm Mike Pouncey, and this is my twin brother Marquise Pouncey, and this is Life After Football.
Let's go. We are the owners of Tropical Distillery, and J.F. Hayden's is our liqueur brand.
We have 5 different flavors: a mango, a lychee, an espresso, citrus, and key lime pie. We pride ourselves on not only being a Florida-made brand, but also a cocktail solution. With that being said, cheers
And go Gators.
On April 7th, 2025, Gator Nation reached the mountaintop as Florida won the national championship in basketball. Now, relive every thrilling moment with Franz Beard's new book, The Golden Season, the unforgettable story behind Florida's historic 2025 title run. Feel the passion, the drama, and the glory all over again. Available now at Spurriers.com. Click the shop tab. That's Spurriers.com.
Welcome back to the International Diamond Center Studios. Relive the Gator Basketball National Championship teams every thrilling moment with Franz Beard's new book, The Golden Season, the unforgettable story behind Florida's historic 2025 run. Available now at Spurriers.com. Click on the shop tab and you'll have it the same day. Speaking of that guy, he's now going to join us on the Titan MR hotline. Franz Beard. Good morning, Franz. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, it's another day in paradise, rainy as it can be, and going to get cold tomorrow.
No doubt about it. Let's start with Gator basketball. They dug themselves a huge hole, 18 down, come back, take the lead. We've had a ton of people today thinking that Auburn has the blueprint to beat the Gators. I just think in this league, it's just chalk one up. Look, man, we didn't make shots. They out-physicaled us. We missed free throws. Let's go play another game. Your thoughts?
Bad day at the office, and here's my thought. The Gators, when they're making shots, there isn't a better team in the country. But, it's a flip of the coin which team's going to show up. They still haven't played their best game of the year. They really haven't. They're capable of being really, really good. You got to wonder when Xavier Lee is going to start making shots consistently. You got to wonder when they're going to start getting production in the post, better production in the post, should I say, out of Alex Condon. He had one more point than a dead man Saturday.
Yeah, he's not playing. I don't get it. I don't get what people see, I guess I should say. Moving forward, I mean, we all know the recipe for success. We got to knock down shots. I think up to this game, I feel like Boogie and Xavier have played much better, but not in this game, so to speak. So Looking at kind of the next couple of weeks, I mean, what needs to happen for the Gators?
Well, they start out with the game at South Carolina, very winnable. They should kill the Gamecocks, even though it's on the road, and they're a much better team at home than they are on the road. But this is a game that I can't see South Carolina winning because South Carolina has no size, and Florida should totally dominate the ball game. Big game Sunday. That's Alabama at the O-Dome, Sunday game. Win that one, and all of a sudden they're 16-6. They're 7-2 in the SEC mid-season. I think the Aggies are going to lose to Georgia Saturday. They're off Tuesday and Wednesday. They play Georgia Saturday, so I think Florida will be back on top of the SEC. I'm looking at the schedules of everybody. This is a favorable week for the Gators, with the Gamecocks on the road and then Alabama at home. Kentucky, for example, has got to go to Vanderbilt and Arkansas this week. And they're down to one point guard. Denzel Aberdeen is the point guard. He's got to carry them the rest of the year. He wanted to be the point guard here at Florida this past year, and now he's going to find out what it's like to be the guy at Kentucky. It worked the last couple of games. I don't know how it's going to work on the road, though. Tennessee's capable, as we saw. Alabama, Betty Yako talking before the game. With me, we'll go all the way. Oh, come on. What a joke.
Give me your thoughts on that whole situation.
Well, the NCAA is absolutely toothless in this situation. The NCAA goes begging to Congress to come up with solutions. These guys can't balance a budget. They can't decide. They can't even decide if you should follow the law, if you should have voter IDs or anything like that. How do you expect these people, probably you got 436 people or 437 people in Congress when you count the House and the Senate. How many of these folks do you think ever played in any sport beyond high school? Maybe 6 or 7, you think, out of there? Okay, I'll say 10, and I think that's a stretch right there. But most of these people have no clue about sports. I mean, do you think AOC and the squad know anything about sports? I don't think so. And these people are going to vote on the future of college sports. We got a real issue. It is time to set aside the NCAA, and it's got to start with football. Football's got to break away, form its own division, autonomous from the NCAA, or just completely new. Start a brand new organization with brand new rules. And if you want to join, it's voluntarily, and you've got to follow the rules. But the key is this: you got to put somebody at the top who's going to say, this is the rule. We're not going to bend the rules for you. If you break them, you're going to get punished severely.
We got a text on the Titan More text line from Larry. Larry wants to know, friends, I don't follow the NBA much, but I believe Elijah Martin has not played in the NBA game. Could the Gators go sign him?
No, he's playing in the NBA right now.
He is. Okay.
The Ruptures brought him up from the G League, and he's playing. He's had a couple of pretty good ball games so far. The Ruptures have an issue. They got some guys they want to move, and that's why they put him in the G League in the first place. Is you can't move a guy you got on the bench. So they needed experience for Elijah. They put him down in the G League. He was ripping and shredding in the G League. So they brought him up. They still got the same problem, though. They got to move some guys.
Andy's question on Facebook Live brought to you by Mel Law. France Klavzar is playing starters minutes. When do you think he's going to be in the starting lineup?
I don't. I believe that Xavier Lee's going to come around. I think he has too many good ball handling skills. You watch his guy maneuver in traffic and things like that. He's really, really good. What he's got to do is he's got to up the intensity on defense. He got benched Saturday because he gave up 3 critical turnovers that were all converted into points. I think his 3 turnovers ended up in 8 points. Florida loses by 9. So those 3 turnovers were critical.
Brandon wants to know, does Zion Pullen have any eligibility left?
He's played in the NBA. But Shane, you've got eligibility based on the way they do things nowadays.
Yeah.
And trust me, I think you could still I think you could still fling it.
I could, as long as we go like 5 Mississippi before they can rush.
What are you saying? You might have lost a step in your time?
Well, I just don't feel like getting hit either, though, Franz, at my age.
Ah, well, okay.
Although I am 20 pounds heavier than when I played, so that would may not be as bad.
Minor little details there, Shane. Minor
That's
little
right.
details.
All right, Franz. So a lot of people chimed in, and it was all over Twitter. Coach Summerall met with the media. I don't know if that was before the game or at halftime.
Halftime.
Just kind of tell us, if people missed that, what he had to say.
He said he likes the direction of the program. Talked about his 5 for 5, as you know, which was Jaden Ball, Jaden Woods, Miles Graham, Dallas Wilson, VB3. Getting his top 5 guys back, how critical that was. And I got to agree with you. You've got to retain your best players. You can lose guys, and Florida has lost guys to the portal. But I'm looking at who the Gators lost in the portal. And Shane, I got to tell you, I don't see that the Gators lost that much in the portal.
Agreed.
I'm looking at it at their roster right now, and okay, DJ, you can make a point. I liked KD Daniels, and I liked Jacoby, but Jacoby was injured last year, and KD Daniels still didn't play. Losing Eugene Wilson, I thought was a big deal. Hayden Hansen, Tony Livingston, you could say, fairly big deal, but not really that great. They lost guys in the secondary, Jordan Castell and Sharif Denson, for example. But I don't know necessarily that those guys are such really big losses. The guys he's replaced them with look very, very good to me. So I think that Florida is in a good place. He said we still have some holes, which is true. I think we need another quarterback. I think we need 2 or 3 more linebackers. But the portal window has closed now. So you're going to have to figure some things out, move some guys around, maybe sign some junior college guys, because we have another signing date coming up in let's see, a week from Wednesday, I believe it is. You have your second signing date. You're going to probably have to go to Mississippi or California to find some junior, or Kansas to find some junior college guys. And because they're thin at linebacker, I think they've got like 7 linebackers, 6 or 7. You can't make it through a season with 7 linebackers. You better have 10. And so that's a place. They've got 19 offensive linemen. I think he'd like to have 1 more veteran in there, but you can get by with 19. To me, as I look at it, linebacker and getting a 4th quarterback in that room are the important things. I think these days and times with the physicality of the game and stuff like that, injured quarterbacks can be a problem. We saw that yesterday. I mean, not the Vikings, who is it? The Broncos having to play with a guy that hadn't thrown a pass in 2 years. I was thinking they could have called you up, Shane, signed you up for there. You could have gone out there and done that. You might have gotten hit though again.
Yeah, no,
and it was cold. You don't like the cold.
941 Low Life on YouTube, brought to you by Quality Plumbing, says go talk to CJ Ingram into playing. He can play. He can't play quarterback in college though.
No, he can't.
Did you agree with that, Franz?
No. CJ is, CJ Ingram is where he needs to be.
Yeah, he's not a college quarterback.
He's going to be a very, very good college basketball player. He's just stuck in a situation this year where he's an inside guy, and who you gonna play him over Tommy Hawk? No, you're not. Tommy Hawk is probably going to be at worst a second team All-American this year, maybe a first team. I think he's the best player in the SEC.
I would agree with that. I guess Franklin says here also on YouTube talked about Quality Plumman, Macabre Rowe. Macabre Rowe is a big dude that can move. He had some flash plays. I would probably say out of all the guys that went into the portal, maybe he's the one that I wish would have stayed. You talked about Eugene Wilson. I think he was a really good player. I think he's hurt all the time, but Eric Singleton's 1,000 times better, in my opinion.
Yes, they did well. They got Eric Singleton. They kept TJ Abrams, and I think he's a guy that's going to find himself this year. He's got world-class speed. Singleton, I like. Bailey Stockton from Georgia Tech, Jalen Lloyd from Okie State, and Micah Mays from Wake Forest are all three guys you could put in the slot. You can move these guys all over the place, and they can do stuff. So, yeah. But you're right about Eugene Wilson. He's been here 3 years and he's been hurt all 3 years. So, whereas if he stays healthy, you got yourself a player. But goodness, what is it that Signetti said? He measures two things and two things only when he signs a guy, and that's effort and productivity. And you can't be productive. What was that big thing? I'm trying to remember. Frank Halbert had it on the locker room there when I was in Macomb, Mississippi. He says, "You can't make the club if you're sitting in the tub."
That's about right. That's very, very true. All right, what did you take from the comments Coach Summerall talked about? The kids have to earn the logo, and then also about the quarterback competition. Obviously, spring it's going to be a big time battle between basically Trammell and Philo to see who the starter is.
Well, let's start with the logo. That's nothing unusual. Urban Meyer said that. He said, before every spring you had to come out there and earn the right to have that logo on there, to wear that put your name on there. I like that idea. And he's right. He said, nobody has earned anything yet. Okay, let them get out there and earn it. They said, what's your timeline for it? He says, timeline is based on what they do. Okay, that I can agree with that. Nothing new with that. I think we need more of that. I think we need more coaches saying, okay, you got to be accountable. And this is a way to make sure that guys are accountable. I like that. Quarterback, okay. Aaron Philo, he pointed out, he said, Buster Faulkner, who's our offensive coordinator, has a lot of faith in this guy. There are people who say he could have started at a lot of ACC teams this year, but he was backing up Haynes King, who, quite frankly, I thought was the best quarterback in the ACC. I mean, Carson Beck was down at Miami, and he had big numbers and everything like this, but I think Miami might have won the national championship if they'd had Haynes King instead of Carson Beck. He's a kid that's got great potential. He knows the offense. That's the big thing. I like Trammell Jones. I'm not going to write Trammell Jones off just because they're bringing in Aaron Philo. I love the way this kid throws the ball. I like his mechanics. I think his mechanics are as sound as anybody we've had in a while, maybe since Will Greer. Trask had great mechanics. I got to point to Trask, but Trask and Will Greer, we haven't had a quarterback since those two guys that had the mechanics that Trammell Jones has. Whoever coached him up in high school, or whoever was his quarterback coach, did a terrific job for him. feet are always solid, weight evenly distributed, throws the ball off the right foot. Goodness. I, I'm so tired. I'm so tired of watching DJ try to throw the ball off one foot without having both feet planted in a solid base under him. Shane, you know, I'm going to toot your horn. You were really great about that. You know, you had your feet set, your weight evenly distributed, and you threw the ball with purpose to where it was supposed to go. We've been 2 years. Well, we need that. We need a guy that can be fundamentally sound at the quarterback position, and I think that Tramel's got the possibility. So I like Aaron Philo. I like everything I've heard about him, like what I've read about him, but I'm not going to write him off, nor am I going to write off the freshman. I got to tell you something, that this freshman quarterback threw for 12,000 yards. You know, Will Griffin threw for 12,000. That's a lot of yards to throw. And I got to tell you something else. He's got a baby brother who started as an 8th grader and a 9th grader at his school down in Tampa and is setting all kinds of records. And his baby brother is the real deal. So
it's simple, friends. I always say quarterback play is like playing point guard. Just distribute the basketball, distribute the football, throw completions. None of anything else matters. Know where to go with the football and throw completions, and we'll be fine. And I do trust that one of those guys or both of those guys, because they're fundamentally sound and they have thrown for a bunch of yards in their lifetime and completed a lot of balls, that we'll be fine at quarterback. And I'm with you. I wouldn't count Will Griffin out. However, I think they kind of are, because is he going to be here for the spring or no? Was he
already here? He is
okay, so he's here. So he will go through the spring.
And he's 6'3" and 230 pounds.
Yeah, he's a big dude. He is a big dude, no doubt about it. Franz, great stuff as always. Let everybody know one more time. I don't know if you have any more signings coming up, but I know they can buy.
They're lining some up, but you can always go to spurriers.com. Freddie's got books I've already signed, in fact, available for you. And they're going to line some more up. And spurriers.com, though, is a great place to go to buy the book. We had a book signing in Ocala Saturday. We had one this past Tuesday at Cogent Bank down there. Had a lot of folks down there. And but the book's going well. And a lot of people have said, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but a lot of people have said that they appreciate the way it's chronicled, because I took it on a game-by-game basis, and they appreciate that. So
awesome. Last text here before we get out of here. DB from Panama City says, great interview. Love how y'all talk about quarterbacks. Also, just a point, and I'm sure you would agree, from the shoulders up, processing information has a lot to do with it. Yeah, I'll say it one more time before I get out of here. Quarterback play, understanding and knowing where to go with the football, understanding your offense is the most important. Second is accuracy and anticipation. And your third is mental and physical toughness. If you got those three things, you can play. Throw
in a fourth one.
Which one's that?
Poise.
Yeah, that kind of goes with, yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
Because you're not going to make the perfect throw every game, every time, and you're going to get somebody in your face, sticks
no
a helmet
question.
in there and split your lip open, kind of like what happened this past Monday night. And you got to be able to block that out. You know, I agree that ties in with toughness, but it also, toughness is one thing, but having the poise to flush it is another.
Very true. Franz, great stuff. Appreciate your time. We'll talk to you soon, my man.
Thank you now.
That's the great Franz Beard. Join us on the Titan Mobile Hotline, courtesy of Comfort Temp. Injuries occur whenever and however, and it's never convenient for sprains, strains, or minor fractures. UF Health Orthocare makes it convenient for you 7 days a week, including evenings, and walk-ins are welcome. Go check them out, UF Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Appreciate Franz and JC. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow, folks. Stay safe. Take care.